Life Audio.
Today on Talk About That, John wants a 3D printed liver and spends a week at home watching movies his wife would hate. Meanwhile, I ponder how adorable old political scandals are when compared with today's and celebrate the birthday of an author who sold a lot of books and got his predictions wrong 100% of the time. Plus, a conversation about submission and obedience and what it means to be free indeed. Today's episode is not sponsored by the latest smartphone. Better features? Not really. More expensive? Absolutely.
Jonnie, saddle up your horses. Let's talk about that.
We got a trail to blaze.
Our mutual friend, my brother Wes, sent me some Stephen Curtis Chapman stuff the other day. He was like, the original best music of the, I guess, mid-'90s. He's
still out there.
Dude, he had a number one last year.
Yeah, and I think he's doing like the tour of one of his records. A lot of people do that now. They got a 20-year-old record. I'll be doing this record front to back.
Well, you know, last year...
It'd be weird to have to go back and relearn all your old stuff that you stopped doing.
The man had 40 number ones.
Yeah.
40. So he did a thing last year where on his social media, like, I think it was for 40 days, every day or every week or whatever he did, he would play just himself with an acoustic. Yeah. And this is number 12.
Wow.
You're like... He probably said my 12th number one. They probably found a better way.
Number 1, number 12. That's like a really bad eye doctor appointment. Number 1 or number 12? Number 1, number 12.
Or bad urology.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Woo.
So, John.
Yeah.
We don't need to issue a retraction this week for the first time in a long time.
Okay.
Although you did say something about Jefferson Davis that was wrong.
I cut that out.
Oh, you cut it out?
It will be cut out.
Oh,
when they hear it.
You dare to impugn Jefferson Davis. No, but I posited that I'd heard forever that, but it's one of those things you don't know. You're like, it's like the chewing gum is 7 years in your system or whatever. Right. But I'd heard that your cells replace themselves every 7 years.
Yeah.
And so basically you're a new person every 7 years.
I want that though.
I want that, Breach.
Yeah.
And, but I was like, oh, I didn't research this at all. We just said it. And, but I looked it up this morning because I was like, are we going to have to issue a retraction on this? Because it's going out today. And no, I looked it up. Your body replaces cell types every 7 to 10 years, with the exception of neurons in the cerebral cortex, which stay with us from birth to death. The most recurring cell changes occur within the skin, bones, liver, stomach, and intestines. So you get a new set of most things.
Well, then why do they age?
Well,
why is an old liver worse than a young liver?
Well, John, maybe why don't you slow down?
I mean,
a little bit. Why don't you stop?
Or heart, or
why don't
whatever.
You stop chugging Jaeger? Quit blaming. Why is my liver so? Come on.
I told someone yesterday. I was like, "Look, in your lifetime, as a younger person, in your lifetime, because it was our buddy Jake who had a kidney transplant.
Yeah.
I said they'll 3D print a kidney transplant in your lifetime.
Man,
that will work.
Yeah, you're probably right. They're doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Grow it in a lab, and
they're
take
probably
your cells and grow it in a lab. Or
somebody,
whatever.
I think I read this, and I'll say this, and we'll have to issue a retraction next week. But I think when they do liver transplants, sometimes you can donate part of your liver, and it grows to a full-size liver in the other person.
Yeah.
And then your liver grows it grows back too.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah. That's
I mean, nobody wants your liver, but whatever. You've done impugned it. You're like, why is my liver so messed up? Jeez, John.
Are you a Marvel guy?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, they're kind of like roller coaster rides now. You just go and you go, well, that was fun, and it's like cotton candy. It's fun and disposable.
The new Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
I heard that one of the reviews said like the best superhero movie
I don't know
of our time kind of
thing.
Come
on, John.
I haven't watched it.
No.
You know why? I can't. I'm so far behind in the Marvel universe.
You feel like there's too many Easter eggs you'd miss.
Yeah, like I wouldn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I almost watched, Laura and Sadie were out of town for a few nights. I almost watched, this is how far back it is. Like the last thing I watched was probably the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2.
Oh, whoa.
Right.
Are you serious?
In the Marvel
With
world.
Doc Ock and all that?
I don't know. So like...
good grief, dude.
So I don't even know The Amazing Spider-Man, that whole multiverse thing. So I almost watched The Amazing, but then decided not
John,
to. You know what I did watch?
Crazy.
You know what I did watch?
What? Is this because Laura? Is this one of those things where you go, Laura would never watch this with me, so I'm going to watch this dumb thing that she
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Like we talk about it.
Yeah.
I watched.
But you could just watch what you want and just have like a real relationship.
What? Just watch it while she's sitting there on her phone?
Yeah, whatever.
Is that what you do?
Or go into another room.
Whatever you want.
She watches. Curry can watch sometimes in
another
another room.
Separate rooms from you're one of those people. See, I like to spend time with my wife, doing things together.
And this is why you don't even know what's going on with Spider-Man.
That's correct. And my life has changed to none because of it. But I watched Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, was it okay?
Have you not seen it?
I don't know. It's just one of those things that felt like it's an unnecessary movie. You know, it's probably very self-referential, right? To the first one. Yeah.
I mean, not only self-referential, like intentionally, like a lot of flashback scenes. Okay. So you'll remember who this person was or whatever.
Right.
I liked it.
I'll check it out.
I mean, there's a real dark premise.
Right.
Do you know what the premise is?
Well, no. And are you going to share it and
no.
spoil it for people?
I thought maybe you would know.
Well, I know that Carl Weathers died. So there's probably something
way darker than that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I went and saw the new Spinal Tap movie, and it was a completely unnecessary film, too. And it's 40 years after the first one, and so they're all old now.
Was it Rob Reiner again?
Yeah, Rob Reiner again. And, I mean, I couldn't wait to see it, but I knew what I was going into. There was going to be a lot of old,
I did
they're
too.
referencing the first movie, and they're trying to squeeze the last bit out of those jokes. And it was fun. It had a few funny moments. My favorite moment was David St. Hubbins is kind of like the lead singer, Michael McKean's character. And he's kind of like, in the first movie, he's like the typical lead singer of a rock band, meaning he has all the trappings of rock and roll lifestyle, but he also paints himself like this visionary, cerebral person, even though he's clearly not.
Right.
And so in the first one, he's talking about all the books he's read, and he says, I believe everything I've read. Everything I read, I believe. And I think that makes me more of a selective human than someone who doesn't believe anything they read. Like he says that like it's deep.
Right.
And so he was talking about it's just like, this is as the credits are rolling. It was the biggest laugh in the movie to me. And they said, what are you reading now? And he said, I just finished reading the Bruce Springsteen biography. It's very impactful. It's called I Am Springsteen Going on Spreventine. And I laughed so loud at that. I thought, what a funny
That's good.
joke about. Anyway.
Opening credits or closing?
It was closing credits.
Oh, wow. So you waited that long to laugh.
Well, no, I laughed throughout the movie, but it was just, to me, that was a funny, silly thing.
That is.
I Am Springsteen Going on Spreventine.
I remember you showing me Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
When we were, I was probably a freshman in college.
We were in a band by then. So that's when it really hits hard when you're in a band because we had those things happen to us.
Yeah.
It's almost not funny because of that, because you're like, it hurts. That you go,
wait, what if we're that self-unaware?
Yeah, right. Where you just have no. And we literally had been in churches in the basement trying to find the stage, just like in Spinal Tap. We're walking around, we get lost. We see the same point that we just passed and we go, we've missed a turn. We just passed the Sunday school room. Yeah.
But unlike those things, we did play some mega churches. Yeah. You can get lost in a mega church. You know that.
No, that's true. They're like labyrinths.
I mean, it's like
I've been in mega churches where they have more than one green room. They go, which green room are you in?
You want the lime green or the...
Seriously, they go, he's in brown or he's in blue or he's in whatever. And then they fob you in. It's like NORAD.
Yeah.
And they go, and I go, well, what if I need to come and go? They go, we'll have this person with you. And they send like a person with you because they have the fob and they can't trust you with the fob or whatever.
Wow.
You go, I think we've lost our way.
That's like in West Wing, whenever the North Korean guy has to stay with the musician the whole time while he's here playing at the White House.
That's exactly like that.
It was just like that.
It's exactly
it's like almost
that. It's exactly like the White House.
Almost a color copy of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder, did that movie reach the non-musical people in the same way? I mean, obviously, it's a cult classic.
Yeah, and it didn't. I don't know if it was a huge box office smash. I think it's one of those things that took off.
Yeah.
After and VHS or whatever, and word of mouth, and just spreads. I like movies like that though. It feels like some of my favorite movies are like that. Like Office Space is a great example of a movie that everyone assumes was a hit, but it was a complete bomb. But it just got quoted and passed around on VHS and then DVD, and then people owned 2 or 3 copies of it, and they'd have loan one out. I mean, it's one of those movies that just, you can't imagine it bombing. We talked about that before with The Wizard of Oz and some other things. Where you just assume because it's part of our culture now and it's quoted all the time that you're, that was probably a big, no, Turns out we don't always know what's good in the moment. Sometimes you need a minute. Just like this podcast, John.
You know, I have thought about that before, that I could still see many, many people, because the podcast has such a compendium of episodes now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
It's compendium.
It has, almost 400. And
is that how much is that a compendium?
I don't know.
It's 400 a compendium?
Just a large collection. But,
okay.
But like,
398, 399
compendium. It's right there. But like, if you really, and that's what happens sometimes, we'll get people, and I'm not saying this to promo the podcast. I know you're about to get the website, and we don't have to do that right now, Johnny.
We'll do
Stop being a salesman for 1 second.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And just be human. No. But like, when people do discover it, who really like what we do, everyone doesn't like what we do.
Right.
But those who do, then they want to go down that rabbit hole, right? And we'll occasionally, now it's a long rabbit hole.
It is.
It's 400 hours.
It's deep.
Like, someone's putting a lot of time. That's 10 weeks of a job.
Man.
If you think about it.
It would feel like a job to do it too,
Yeah.
and we apologize if
So it means a lot to us.
If you need to clock out every now and again and take a breath and touch grass, that's okay too.
We still need that T-shirt prize for the people who say, I've listened to all.
I still owe merch to that one person too.
You didn't send it?
I know. I got to do it.
Did they ever send you their stuff?
They sent me their address and everything.
Guys, I'm so sorry. Again, I'm Johnny makes promises.
I don't mean to. I love you.
Please, I hope they're still listening.
John, let's take a minute. Speaking of still listening, let's take a minute and hear a compendium of words from our fine sponsors.
We may not be issuing a retraction, but I think you should issue an apology.
To the person.
Well, yeah. Well, now you got to send them more than just that.
I think that's basically what this is. It's an apology.
Well, there's a difference.
Do you think this is a very male apology where it's like I slug you on and we go, hey.
There's a difference between sin.
Sorry if I hurt you. Sorry if your feelings were hurt.
The difference between sin discovered and sin confessed.
Oh.
Like we just came across this. Yeah. You weren't going to confess it. And that's
I brought it up. I said I should have. It's not like you exposed the failure.
You don't know what I did.
I brought up the failure.
I don't know.
I work with the failure. No, I'm kidding around. John, you're very successful.
I did have this thought, and I think we said it before, but I think it's profound. I'm really working on this idea of, I don't know why we work with the assumption in the modern world that, I think in all the world, I think it's just modern, I think it's probably ancients as well, that if we trust in God, we want Him to entrust us with favor and success.
Yeah.
And I'm beginning to realize, like, could God trust me with failure and a lack of success? Could he trust me with that? And you look at the people that He's used the most. Like I told the church today about John the Baptist. I was like, man, this guy literally was filled with the Spirit in the womb. That's how close to Jesus he was when Mary came in the room when Elizabeth was pregnant too. And so this is his cousin. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy goes and lives in a desert, becomes basically a hermit, and is the most famous guy, like grassroots famous guy in his era at the time around. And people are going by the droves to be baptized in the Jordan River by this guy wearing camel hair and eating locusts. And, he's sold out to the whole thing. And Jesus even said, among the people here on earth, there's none greater than John the Baptist, And you would think, what a story. And he's so humble that when it's Jesus' time, he takes all of his disciples. I mean, a lot of Jesus' disciples were John's disciples.
Yeah.
And he's like, stop following me and follow him. I mean, could you imagine a guy today just saying, here's my platform, here's my whatever. He didn't care.
And it's built to be handed off.
Yeah. And he said, I'm not here. I'm not even worthy to tie this guy's shoe. So you go with him. I'm good. So gave it all up. And his reward is he gets imprisoned and then just left in prison indefinitely, receiving no word from anybody. Mm-hmm. And he finally gets discouraged enough to send a messenger like, hey, to me, what he's saying to Jesus is, did you know I'm in prison? Like, should I be waiting for someone else? I really thought you were the one. I mean, I don't think he's doubting he's the one, but like he says, should we be waiting for someone else? Or like, this is not even how John thought this was going to go. And I don't think Jesus rebukes him. He just says, go tell him all the things I'm doing. Like the kingdom of God is here and blesses he who's not offended because of me. But I think that idea is, yeah, I am the one. It's just not what you thought, and then he gets beheaded in the end. So, I mean, could God trust me with that kind of level of suffering and failure? And I don't think he could at this point in life. So,
This is a lot.
It's a lot.
That's the thing. It is true though. Like when we pray for like God's will in our life, we also like secretly hope that it's God's will that we're like successful.
Oh yeah.
You're like, God, because we just assume that that's built into the thing. Well, I assume that it's not. It's like, okay, some people are cast aside for God's purposes. They are. That just happens. So like what,
Well, the assumption of good is a big topic.
Right.
I think the assumption of why, even if you don't believe in any sort of higher power of any sort, you will still think it wrong that someone comes to your house to rob you.
Yeah. You'll still have a code of ethics.
Right. You'll assume that that's bad because you have an assumption that good should be the standard for you, even if it, and it's not just to preserve yourself from suffering. I think there's more to it than that. But that kind of leads into today's segment for me.
Okay.
I think it'll be good. It'll be a good marriage of these topics.
Okay.
It's my segment we call They Talked About That.
It's pitchy today. Sorry.
Well, we ate at Waffle House.
We had a Waffle
today.
House. It really did. There's a film.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten. I used to be able to just scattered, smothered, covered, and go for it.
Buddy, we were young.
And I was like, I had to start reading it again.
Our cells have regenerated many times since then, but not in a good way.
No, not in a good way at all. Hudson Taylor, pioneering British missionary to China. He spent 51 years in China and resulting in approximately 18 to 20,000 people coming to Christ across all 18 provinces. But 800 missionaries under his leadership and established 125 schools, which I think is really cool.
Wow.
So he did highly unusual things for his time. Like he adopted Chinese dress and customs and other things. Like he didn't just come in and try to bring a Western culture.
It's like an all things to all people thing, like St. Paul.
Yeah, he showed up and was like, I'm in China. I'm going to respect the Chinese culture. He said, the real secret of an unsatisfied life lies too often in an unsurrendered will. The real secret of an unsatisfied life lies too often in an unsurrendered will. It's funny, I talked last week to the church about two words that we don't like to use very often.
Moist and cinnamon.
And compendium. And that is obedience and submission.
Yeah.
Like we're going through a series on Psalm 40, and he talks about sacrifices and burnt offerings you did not desire. And it's a messianic psalm, so it's David speaking, but also Jesus says, but here I am, I have come and I desire to do your will. So it's Jesus showing up to replace the sacrifices and the things of the Old Testament. There's more to it. I was like, whether we don't do animal sacrifices, most of us guys, I would assume, but I think we still find ways to think, I have to do some sort of performance to get God's favor.
Yeah.
And how God, you see from the get-go, even though he established these thousands of years of this system, he says, I did not desire it. Like, it's never what he wanted. It's what was put in place until what he wanted could come. And it had to set the stage for what he wanted, or else you wouldn't understand what it is he wanted. But he says obedience, and I go and read what Samuel said, like, obedience is better than sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Like, and whether that's ritual or whether that's I'm going to try to do this good deed because I think I should. Like, we talked before, there was some vows I made early in life on some financial things. And I remember the Lord really dealt with me on this. And he let me out of some of those after about 10 years because I realized I had tried to sacrifice my way into doing the right thing. Instead of like, okay, in each season I have to keep listening and being obedient, obviously to his word and also to his voice within. as I go. Because obedience, he doesn't really need my sacrifice. He's more honored by the other. So that idea of an unsurrendered will, that submission unto him. And, I was thinking, I thought of a book idea today. Well,
don't give it away.
Well, I think of a lot of book ideas that don't get written. But I would call it Not the Boss of Me.
Yeah.
Because I think that's kind of the culture's main sentiment right now, is that in conversations or anything else, like, I choose what I'm going to think, I choose who I'm going to believe. And if you try to tell me there's another way, or there's another angle even, or a nuance to it, or another shade to this color, my first reaction is you're not the boss of me. It's a very childish thing that we do. It's that you can't tell me. Dane used to have a song, ain't nobody going to tell me nothing. That was the bridge. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, and again, you're not going to tell me.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I agree that is an individualism that we have interlaced with, like, the American dream, and I'm sure Western culture at large. It feels so good, but yeah, there's a toxic side to it when it, you lose your collective way because you're never thinking of anybody. You're always kind of like paranoid about somebody trying to take advantage of you.
Right.
So you lose the ability to really feel empathy or sympathy. You just you're kind of like paranoid all the time of, like, who's trying to rule over me? Like you said, I'm the boss of me. Yeah. And so, the Christian life is about a will that's been laid down at its core.
And I really struggle with that because I'm exploring with the Lord. Like, there are some things I'm trying to surrender. I don't know what he requires of me. And this is, I read the amazing Dallas Willard quote where he says, God is not opposed to effort, but he is opposed to earning, right? We've used that before. He's not opposed to effort. In fact, it says, make every effort.
Right.
And Dallas Willard says what that really is about is we should be making every effort to enter into grace. Like, there is whether that's through sacraments and disciplines and contemplation and doing good unto others and being in community and forgiving and loving, like, all these things are the efforts that we make, not to earn, but to enter the thing that's already been earned for us, right? To enter into its fullness. And so, like, just to say, well, I can't earn anything, therefore I have no effort. But effort is freedom. Effort to obey is freedom once I've been declared free. And now this hit me, actually. I've never thought of this. My whole life, and you grew up in church too, you've heard the scripture, he who the Son has set free.
It's free indeed.
And I always thought of that. It's very redundant to me. It's almost like what I take it as he who the Son set free is really free, and that's kind of how because we just don't say indeed a lot. I mean, I do, but I'm a nerd, but it's not like a common thing we'd say, you're free indeed, is this meal free indeed? And I thought,
or just free.
But what I thought was, and I told the church this, what if it is very literal? He who the Son sets free is free in their deeds. Like, you're free now to do the good deeds. Indeed, not just in word.
There's your book, John.
Now go.
Let's go.
And you can do these things because you don't have to, there is no earning attached to them anymore. Now you're free to give forth the effort because when you fail, there's no final failure. You're already declared righteous. So now you can really pursue without that earning thing over your head, and you can surrender your will because you trust where it's going to go. But the idea of that being an unsatisfied life.
Yeah.
And I think if you go back to where we started, if you ask people who, myself included, who's in a you're not the boss of me mentality, most people don't seem very satisfied.
Right.
It's not like it's bringing peace. It's not bringing joy. It's not bringing love. It's not bringing patience. If I could do the whole nine.
Yeah, check what their relationships with their family is like. Check what, there's probably some tension there.
Yeah, I had a counsel yesterday with somebody. They're like, I'm in between family members who are very divided right now over the tragic recent assassination of Charlie Kirk. And they're all dealing with this from different religious and political viewpoints. And it's like, it's dividing the things between them based upon who's going to be the boss of them, right? And everyone wants to have a winner declared on those kinds of things. But the pathway to Christ is a surrendered will, which means you may not always get your way. You may not always get the last word. I talked about being in an argument with your spouse. There is a moment where you have the mental chamber loaded with the thing you really, really want to say. And that's the moment you need to surrender your will the most. And it will hurt, and you won't want to do it because you really want to get that last word out. But if you can find your way to go, God, help me here to not do that, just surrender a little bit. I've never seen something not resolve in usually 15 to 20 minutes. If they
you don't know how many times I've had to do that with you.
Ah, well.
So
it's loaded right now, probably.
So. Holy moly. John, let's do my segments to close out the show. Let's start with Johnny's old jokes. We call it Joke About That. I had to dig for some of these. Some of these are fun. Some of them are a little whatever, but I like them all. Okay. I'm not going to pretend, like if I read a joke on here, I'm not going to be that guy that's like, oh, well, I know this one's corny, but no, I'm just going to own it. If I read a joke on here that I found on the internet, I like it, and I stand by it, and I think that it's funny. John, a father was washing his car with his son. After they were done, his son asked, couldn't we have used a sponge? John, what's green, fuzzy, and will kill you if it falls out of a tree? A pool table. John, what are Mario's pants made out of?
Okay, hold on. I don't know.
You'll never get it.
Okay.
Denim, denim, denim. Let's move forward, John. This week in history, we call it Talk About Then. John, denim, denim, denim.
Get it, guys?
It's from the...
okay.
Man. Mario made it through. It crosses generations. People
it really does.
Mario made it over. He did it. John, this week, 1952, the first Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise opened, featuring the recipe of 11 herbs and spices created by
Colonel Harlan Sanders.
Colonel Harlan Sanders. You had the first name, too.
Yeah.
By 1963, there were 600 KFC restaurants, making it the largest fast food chain in the U.S. at the time. Did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
So they went from 1 to 600 in 11 years. In 1930, Sanders began selling fried chicken and other foods from a gas station. In 1939, he was dissatisfied with the 35 minutes it took to fry chicken in an iron frying pan. Since he believed deep frying lowered the quality, he came up with the idea of deep frying them in a pressure cooker, a new invention of the day. This could cook chicken as fast as a deep fryer, yet he felt it retained the quality of pan frying. Again, we're getting fatter just reading these sentences. You want to retain the quality of the pan frying. It's like,
I do love good fried chicken.
The following year, he finalized his, quote, original recipe of 11 herbs and spices. Yeah, Kentucky Fried Chicken's next level.
Yeah.
He really did. He really had something. And this week, 1952, the first one. And I can't remember what city it was in. I want to say it was Frankfort,
I don't remember. I know that there was like a war between him and the other guy.
Oh, yeah. It was like, shots were fired.
A guy got shot.
Yeah,
I think a guy got killed.
Craziness. Yeah. He had a checkered past.
Yeah.
John, speaking of checkered, Nixon's checkers speech happened this week, 1952. Do you know what the checkers speech is?
I'm not familiar with this.
Vice presidential candidate Richard Nixon gave his famous speech explaining an $18,000 campaign fund he was accused of using for personal expenses. So he was accused of some,
Yeah.
He claimed the only personal gift he received was a dog named Checkers, which he refused to give up. An outpouring of public sympathy kept him on the ticket for vice president. His speech was watched or heard by about 60 million Americans, the largest television audience to that time. The term Checkers speech has now come to mean an emotional speech by a politician. This is so wild to me to think about on many levels. One, that Nixon was accused of financial impropriety long before any of it. Second of all, that all you do is like involve a dog and the public sentiment will come behind you. And then thirdly, the most obvious one is that like this would not even be a blip in today's political scandals.
Right.
We have stuff going on now that's just like, we're just like, boys will be boys. Like we just expect politicians to just be the worst.
Yeah.
And so back then we were like, hey,
how dare you take $18,000?
If he stole $18,000, we need to know. We don't need to make him our vice president.
Right.
And he's like, no. Somebody gave me this dog. Yeah, somebody gave me a dog, and I am keeping the dog, but I'm a good person. And you're like, wow, we've come into a different era since 1952. John, finally this week, Edgar C. Whisenant was born in 1932, passed away in 2001. Do you know who Edgar Whisenant is?
I do not.
It's very prescient for this episode of the podcast, because
some might say we're in a prescient cooker.
He was as it were, which is way better than pan frying. American NASA engineer, did not know this about him, and Bible student. His book, 88 Reasons Why the Rapture Will Be in 1988, sold 4.5 million copies. Did not know that.
Wow.
Knew that my family had one. Did not know 4.5 million other people did. Predicted the rapture would occur between September 11th and 13th in 1988. As the date loomed, Trinity Broadcasting Network provided special bulletins with instructions on preparing for the rapture. Whisenant claimed, "Only if the Bible is in error am I wrong." That's a real, wow. Careful, Ed. After the predicted date passed, he followed up with books predicting the rapture in 1989 and 1993 and the destruction of the earth by a nuclear bomb fire in 1994. He continued making doomsday predictions up to 1997 and then passed away in 2001. A colorful
the last 4 years were pretty rough for him.
Colorful character, to say the least. And I know we just had another rapture. I don't know if you call it a scare, a rapture warning or rapture prediction.
It's happening, right now as we're recording this.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the rapture. But
the fact that it didn't happen and now there's a fallout from.
Well, they say it could be today too.
Oh, I see. All right.
He had 2 days.
And we had Waffle House. Yeah. Like we're going out. We're going to be too heavy to lift.
I don't know, man. I remember being in school in 1988. I would have been like second, third grade.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if we really all believed it, but we were like, hey, this book is out there. It makes some interesting points. And
well, I was a kid, so I didn't know what to believe,
Yeah.
But I just remember going, it was cloudy outside.
Oh, boy.
I remember thinking, any second, so.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I don't know. That's the colorful life of Edgar C. Whisenant.
Wow.
You wrote some books. John, you wrote some books. Where can people find out about your books?
They would probably just go to Amazon, the easiest way.
Search for John C. Driver.
You're going to see a Mennonite theologian named John Driver.
That's a different guy.
John is much smarter.
John is no longer a Mennonite. He was expelled from that.
They will never have me again for my...
He had a radio or something. I don't know what you had. Anyway.
Yeah, you can just...
John. And if you want to find out more about the podcast, go to talkaboutthatpodcast.com. Click on the upper right-hand link in the toolbar. You can support the show. We love our supporters, and that's how you get ad-free content. Send us a note. If you want to send an email to hello@talkaboutthatpodcast.com, we'd love to hear from you. And thanks for listening.
Yeah, it means a lot to us. You should check out Jonnie W, JONNIEW.com, and the many guys.
Yeah,
it sounds like we're being histrionic.
I've got a few dozen shows left before the end of the year. I mean, I've got probably 40 more shows before the end of the year. So just get out there. I'm probably coming near you, or at least driving distance. Get in the car.
Just do
something.
Load
up the family.
Do something.
What are you doing? Please? Anyway, tickets at johnnyw.com.
Yeah. We like to berate people into action.
Yeah, I think it works. I think it works. That's what I think helps people.
That's right. Hey, guys, thanks for the time you gave us today. Let's do it again next week here on
Talk About That.